Okay, now the recording started. So first thing, this is first class. Let's go through the course outline. The course outline can be found at the 1P97 Sakai. Go to the resources. Resources, that's course outline, right? Just click on this PDF, you'll get it here. So I'm wondering, did you take the first lecture or not last week? Anyone can tell me? If yes or no. I think section 7 is Wednesday, I guess not, right? Am I right? So you have
yes, we had class last week.
You had a class last week. Okay, that's great. So,
but it was just an introduction to the syllabus.
Okay. So I won't go through this whole thing again, but just focus on something you need to know about this lab. Okay, we have 3 TAs, right, for the labs. You can find each of us if sometimes I'm busy, you can find others, or others busy can find me. So it's okay to find any of us because we are for the same professor, same content. It's the same. Okay, any one of these TA you can find help or find the professor is the same. Okay, and for the course content, I think the professor explained this. We have 2 parts for the lab. One is called MyLab IT. That is a self-learning tool provided by Pearson and help you to learn Excel and Access. So that tool majorly is learned by yourself, but I will show you how to use the tool for the first 2 weeks. This week and the next week, we will learn MyLab IT, how to use it, not about the knowledge, but how to use the tool. And after that, we will get into the details of how to utilize those tools to apply on business questions, right? Solve the question from your lecture problems. Okay, so the MyLab IT is 15%. I will tell the detail later. And tests, right? We have 3 tests during the class time. Assignments, 15%. Okay, 3 assignments. And lab test 1, lab test 2. Those 2 are based on the lab content. Some of I think many of them about the assignments also related to the lab itself. Okay, so basically these 2 parts are based on the labs. So you can see the lab is very important for this course. 15, 10, 10, right, and 15. So we have half of the weight is based on this lab. Right? Please try the best to follow me during the lab time and join. Right. Another thing is that though I record the labs, but if you don't join, you may get trouble to find the video later. So please join every time. Okay, so let's come to the content. So this is the content for the lab, right? The lab 1, lab 2, we will talk about MyLab IT, how to use the tool. We have 2 different formats of learning. One is the simulation, right? You just it's a fake Excel. You play with that, like play a game. Another one is called grader projects. So you do that outside the toy. You do in the real Excel environment and submit that. So that's 2 different ways to use MyLab. I will show you the first one after this this introduction, and after that, since the lab 3, we will work away from the MyLab in the class, but you still need to finish the homework from MyLab IT by yourself. and we will learn the analytics skills for the Excel and for the Access, right? Level 3, level 4 is based on Excel, and we will have lab test 1 after the reading week, based on all the first 4 chapters, 4 labs. Okay, so you will do exercises on the MyLab, also on the knowledge about the visualization and the regression. We will learn that later. Okay, after the lab test 1, we will have another 4 sections: forecasting with Excel and linear programming, right? And we will have a database. I think the database won't be in the lab test 2. We will test forecasting, linear programming in the lab test 2. Okay, so the last thing is the databases, right? We will use Access to learn, but that's outside the test, right? So the major body of this lab is on the Excel. So database, we will cover some basic knowledge here. And here is the MyLab IT assignments, right? Each of those has a due date, okay? Every assignment is 1%. Be very careful here about this assignment due date. These assignments are marked by the machine, not by me, not by the professor, by machine itself. So once you submit it, it will mark your work very quickly. I think it's within 5 minutes. Normally it's within 1 minute, you will get your mark. And the only thing is just finish that, right? The mark is there, it's sitting there. You just need to go and grab it. If you miss the due date, no one can help you to do any change on that, right? If you, for example, we have an assignment this week. If you forget that, if you miss the deadline, no one can help you. Me, the professor, no one can help you. You will lose the 1%. Don't come back to tell me, Zach, whether you can help me to solve the problem. So my advice is try to finish that 1 day ahead. Okay, because some students say, oh, my computer doesn't work. Sometimes say that my network is bad till the last minute, right? All those kind of things. However, we can do nothing on that. Okay, we can do nothing on that. Even I talk like this, still in the previous years, still many students come to me to say, can you do something? No, sorry, I can't. This is all machine stuff. Okay, just be clear. Please finish your homeworks on time. Okay, and we have most of them are 1%, and the access assignment 2%, and total is 15%. And to get this 1%, you have to get 70%, at least 70% of the work done is marked over than 70%. Then you will get the mark for the course. Except the access. Access is only 60%, right? So if you pass 70% of each of those, you get all the marks. Okay, so these, I believe those marks, just 3 marks. Only thing you need to do is finish your work. Okay, finish your work, and I will show you how easy it is. Okay, I think that's pretty much for this lab content. Any questions so far? Okay, I assume you don't have any question here. Again, so for the lab, if you have any question, the easiest way is unmute and tell me. Okay, so don't use the message because I'm sharing my screen, right? If you can type here if it's not important. especially if you have a problem, if you have a question, please just unmute and tell me. So I won't miss your question. It's okay. Don't worry about that. Or you can just, if you are kind of person that very don't like to just speak directly, you can hands up. Okay, there's a virtual hands up. You can see the palm on the top of the screen. You use that, and then I get a better vision for your questions. Right, so use the text maybe has a problem for me, so I can't see it. Okay, so let's continue with the content for this week. First, let's go back to the Sakai, right? To the Sakai, in the left panel, you will see a lot of options here. You will use others later. For example, resources, we already seen that. But for the MATLAB ITs here, it says MATLAB IT lessons. Just click on that. Right, that's the portal to entry the content. And here is the list. Here's the list. The most frequently used one is MATLAB IT course materials. Okay, go inside that one. MATLAB course materials. It takes about 1 minute or two to load the content. Okay, see, you have options. Today's view, course materials and assignments, right? To do. If you click on to do, it will show you what you've done, what you didn't done. Let's do that. So the to-do list is each assignment. Some students it's very easy to track your assignment finish. Right, just click on start. You can start the homework, but don't start now. Don't start now. Okay, so start that later. And for all the material, just go to the course material. Okay, view all course materials. That's what we will use for today. Okay, then you can see the folders for each chapter. Today we will go to the chapter 1, introduction to the Excel. Okay, once you click on the chapter 1, you will see this. Panel. Okay, so you can see we have several fields here. The first one with the blue icon here is called training. It's called training. What does training mean? Training means just learn the material, right? You can learn from the training. Some of you learned Excel before, but some of you didn't. And even you learned Excel before, some content may not that familiar to you. So you use the training to learn how to use Excel, right? While you're doing the training, there's no problem if you make mistake. Nothing. Okay, and after that you will get a green one. It's called simulation, and this one only for this chapter, it has a due. There's a due there on that, which means you should finish this part to get your 1%. To get your 1%. Okay, and we have other sections. This is called grader project. We won't talk about that today. We will talk about that the next week. And there's ITIS. It's the textbook online for the Excel, not for this course, but for Excel. So you can get some content, right, to read. Some students like read. Some students like following the video. Right, they have different habit. But this one is where you find the text, and it also has the PowerPoint if you want to read. We won't show all the contents here, and just show how to use these two parts. So for the first part, I will finish the entire training. There are 4 questions in the chapter 1, and the homework, I will show you what it looks like. I won't go through the whole thing because you need to figure out that yourself. Okay, so let's first go to the training here, the blue one. Okay, the blue one. So if you cannot follow me, please tell me directly. Okay, don't wait. If you have any problem, let's click on that. Okay, if you are not here, please let me know. If you cannot follow me till here, you will miss everything after. Okay, once you click on the training, it will prompt up a window like this. It's a fake Excel. It's not a real Excel environment. So it looks like Excel exactly, except there's an extra panel here, right? There's an extra panel here. You can also see some like those are fake, right? It doesn't work. It's just looks like Windows. It's not. It's not. It's a toy. It's a toy. You can only do the things it asks you to do. It cannot do anything else. Okay. So this is the work part, right? It looks like Excel. If you use the Excel, you should be very familiar with it. And there's another section here is called the quest part. So that's where your task, like you play game, there's an instruction, right? Type souvenir program in the cell A8. That's what you need to do. Just finish that. Okay. So to do that is very easy, right? A8, we find column A, row 8, right? And type exactly the thing what it asks you to do, right? So okay. There's a common error here. Some students used to type space after he or she finish, right? It doesn't allow any extra information or any difference. For example, let's say the P must be uppercase. You cannot say lowercase, right? Again, this is a machine. This is not human, right? If a human is okay, but for machine, if it's different, it will say it's different. So only if every detail is exact same as expected, you will get a mark. Okay, then try to enter that. Okay, now it shows the first one, right? Becomes small font, which means it is finished. So it will automatically go to the next question. Is type a soundtrack CD in cell A9 and press enter, right? So before I finish this part, let me show you what will happen. What will happen if you make a mistake? So notice that here are some parameters here, 1 of 4, which means you have 4 questions. We are working on the first question. This has 3 tasks. Okay, that's question 1, and you can use the view all to view all the questions you have. We are working on this one, and we have question 2, question 3, question 4. And for this one is small because this is the first exercise. For later, you may have more than that. You can pick the ones that you don't know to practice on, right? If you know the Excel, you don't have to go through every detail from training, right? The purpose of doing this is first you learn the Excel from this tool. The second, you need to finish your homework, right? So try to use that wisely. And there's another parameter here is called attempts remaining 5. Right, remaining 5. If I make a mistake here, I type 1, 2, 3, 4. I type 1, 2, 3, 4. Not the same, right? So if I do that, it says incorrect, and your remaining goes to 4, which means you made one mistake. Okay, but don't be panicked because this is training. There's nothing will happen if you exhaust the trial. Okay, but Some question is just tell you what to do. That didn't tell you how to do it. What can we do is we use this learning aids. Okay, learning aids. I think some students may have this panel on the button. If your screen is different ratio, you may have the on the button, but it's same. You can find this learning aid here, right? You can say read instructions. Go to read the book. I won't do that here. You can try that later. And watch the video, right? If you click on that, it will play a video of how to solve this problem, right? So you don't have to search online or do anything else. It will show you directly. Okay, so you can play on that. I don't think you can hear the voice.
So calculate the retail price
on your
sale price.
Computer, you can see
Analysis.
So you can see that this is the how to work with that. I won't go through this whole thing. You can do that later on if you want to try that. And the last one is practice. You can click on practice, and practice is more convenient than the video, because the video you have to watch the whole thing. The practice will like hands-on to help you, right? You click on practice, right? It will show you what to do and tell you here is you should work on, right? If you cannot find that, it will show you until if you make a mistake here, it's okay, right? It's okay, doesn't matter until you finish the whole thing. Finish the whole thing. Let's say soundtrack CD and press enter. Okay, so this is the practice. With that, with the help of that, in the training section, you won't get any mistake, right? If you don't know how to do that, just practice. Okay, that's but it will throw you back to the question. It didn't solve, even though you solve that in practice. You still have to solve that by your own, right? The question is still there. You have to do that. Okay, still let me finish this. Try to see what happened. Okay, so the thing is. Okay, you see, even I type in a different cell, it also says it's wrong. You have to do in the same cell. And another thing is, don't do extra things. Don't do extra things. For example, let's say if I change the color for this cell, it's nothing to do with this, right? I just want it looks better, right? Make the font change or make the color change. Let's do this. Change the color for this cell. It shows you that's wrong. No? Don't do extra. Okay, do exactly what it tells. Okay, then it will automatically jump to the practice, right? If you finish all the trials, 5 attempts, it will automatically jump to the practice. So don't worry about the attempts in the training section. Okay. So now let's finish the rest of this practice. So soundtrack, we did that a lot of times. It's finished, and it says automatically autocomplete. It won't happen in your real environment. It only happens in this tool. Okay, select all cells. Select cell A1 and spell check the worksheets. Right. So how to do that? So go to the cell A1, then go to the view. If you don't know, you still can go to watch the video. Something happened here. Why it's not showing properly? Okay, it's just a review. Sorry, review. That's a spelling. Let's click on that, and it says choose which one, right? Souvenir to souvenir. Okay, change. It's done. Okay. So this is for question 1. Okay, once the question 1 finished, they will automatically go to question 2. Okay, automatically go to question 2. The question here, first one is enter 101 in B5. So first find B5 and put 101. And instead of enter, you must click Control plus enter. Control plus enter. Okay. Okay. Use the field handler to copy the value from the B5 to B6, B10. Okay. So we just move your mouse to the green dot here, and it will change from the white to black, and drag it down. Okay, drag it down. That's the field handle. Did I do that? Okay. Then here's the icon which is called options, right? The auto fill options. The third task is to change the option to series. Before that, it's all the same. It's all the same. Let's click on that. There's an option. There are some options here. You can say series. Now it becomes to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So that's the question 2. And I think it's very easy for this practice. Okay, but if you have question, please just tell me. Okay, just tell me. Don't wait. And enter the value 0.152 G5 and press enter. Okay, so enter 9/1 into A2, right? 9/1 to A2. It will change to September the 1st. That's by default. Excel will do something. If you put something like 9/1, it will give you something. And here is called format, and it asks you to clear the format in A2, right? So select A2 and go to clear, right, in the home panel to the right. Here's clear. Okay. And clear formatting, not clear all, not clear content, not clear comments, hyperlink, just clear the format. Okay. So it becomes to the number. What does this mean? So this is mean the time count, this number. So for the Excel, for any like a data system, the date is a number, actually is a number, right? Counted by date. One day is one number. It's accumulated. This number is exactly the same thing for the September the 1st, 2021. Okay. And now we don't want this. We want it goes back to 9/1/2021 and Control Enter. Okay, 9/1. Control Enter. What did I do? A cell. 9/1/1. Control Enter. Okay, so it's done. Last question. Okay, last question on the worksheet. Make cell A1 active cell. That means just click on the A1. Okay, if you see active, make it an active cell. Just click on that, and simultaneously replace occurrences of the value 0.05 with the value 0.1. So then we need to use the find and select, right, in the home panel to the end. That's find and select. Click on that. That's a find and replace. Use the replace. Or if you know, you can use Control plus H, right? Control plus H is same thing here. Replace. So it says replace from 0.05 to 0.1. Sorry, 0.1, right? 0.05 to 0.1. Okay, then replace all. Okay, close. Okay, then it's done. After it's done, after you finish the whole thing, it will automatically submit. Okay, you can see the icon here, submit, right? If you just save, you don't submit, you won't get a mark. You have to submit. If you use Mac, there may some different setting, because I don't have a Mac here, so may have different setting in the Mac laptop. But for this one, I think most of you will be fine. But for the later one, you work on your own, Excel would be a problem. But you can go to the virtual lab provided by Brock University. It's a virtual Windows environment. If you feel not that comfortable with the Mac Excel, you can go to the virtual lab to use the Windows from the online resources. If you don't know that, you can go to Brock just to search virtual lab. You will get it. Okay, so let's just take a look. Spend a few minutes to take a look. What does the assignment looks like? Okay, the same thing like what we did before. We just click on the simulation exam for this week. Again, for this week, that's a due. For other weeks, the due may be in a different place, right? Some students made a mistake is like this week, the first week, we do the simulation exam as a homework. The second week, we do the graded project. And then the later week, we may switch forth and back. So you always, the best way is check whether there's a due here, okay? Check there's a due here. Sometimes due is here, sometimes due is here, okay? It's not always in the same place. Please check that before you do your assignment, in the case you did the wrong thing. Okay, let's click on the simulation exam chapter 1. And you will say leave, or listen, because I'm still leave the training window open, so I just need to switch that. Okay, it's almost the same as the training. The only difference first, there are a few differences here. First, you don't have the learning aid here, so which means you cannot watch the video here, right? The right way is you do the training first, then come back to do the homework. But if you know Excel, it's fine. If you don't know Excel, it's still better to do that. And you also have the PPT slides and the online text for the book, so you can read that first, then come back to here to finish your assignment. And you don't have to do that in one time, but for this one, it's just 4 questions. I think you can solve that in a very short time period. But if there are too many questions, later on we may have like more than one, you can just do save, right? If you just quit, doesn't matter. You can come back to continue, okay? So don't worry about it if you close here. Let me first finish this member type in A4. Say member type. Some typo here. Okay, then if you just accidentally close that, it's fine, it doesn't matter. So you come back. It will continue. Oh, it doesn't. Okay. I think last year is okay. It does say save. So let's finish the whole thing here. Number. And select A1 to do the spelling check. Okay, so that's now the first question finished. Let's close the teacher. See, if you finish the first question, it will start from this question 2. So you don't have the thing is you have to finish one question at least. Okay, So you will start from the next question. Don't worry if it is too many, you don't have time to finish that in one time. You can do that in several times. It's okay. You won't have trouble. And another difference is here. Here you have attempts 99 times. I think that's the number enough for you to finish the practice, right? Just don't do crazy thing like you want to finish that 99. Okay. Otherwise, I think you have enough trial to finish every question here. Okay, every question here. If you don't know, you can close that. Go back to training to find a similar question to learn from that and come back to do the assignment. That's how you do the thing. Okay, and then that's pretty much for this week content. Any question about this?